Hey everybody, it's Stefan. Welcome to my general Grador guide for 2024. It's been about 10 years since we brought out a guide for this boss, so I hope you guys enjoy. In terms of our requirements, we need 70 strength, partial completion of Troll's Stronghold, 40 Bandos kill count to get into the boss room, rock climbing boots, and it is optional to have soul split. I personally recommend it because it helps you last longer during the fight, but yeah. On the screen here, you have preps and boost. I'd strongly recommend that you do get the Stone of Jazz boost, and everything else is essentially just, basic maintenance for your gear, such as like your equipment percentage and your book percentage if you use something like a Book of Full or a Jazz. For our equipment today, we're going to be having two different styles of equipment for two different accounts. One is an Iron Man account, and you can see the gear on the screen. It's pretty much nothing too special. My Iron Man doesn't have soul split, so I'm going to be walking the boss, which is a very easy strat. It's a legit strat, so nothing to worry about there. And this is going to be my main account gear here. I take a little bit of a tanky DPS approach with Masterwork, along with my Langs. And, in terms of AFKing, I'm going to be using Potion Reservoirs to keep me stable and up and running. And of course, use whatever familiar that you feel comfortable using. All right, so on the screen, I do have a path for those of you who have never been there of how to get to Galwor's Dungeon 1, and I'm gonna ramble on here. So you do need the rock climbing boots to, get over there for the first time. So just make sure you have those with you. One of the things that's really important that you do here is when you go for the first time, bring gear to kill the boss, because you don't want to go on this walk again. This walk is a pain. It's always been a pain. So if you kill the boss successfully once, you can use the portal in War's Retreat to teleport directly to the Bandos encampment. You don't have to walk through this boringness anymore. Once you get right here, pray range, because these monsters, they used to hit you a lot. I'm sure they don't really hit you anymore. Another thing is, if you've never been here, there's going to be a frozen knight there. You got to make sure you talk to him and he dies before you can actually descend down into Galwor's. Now that you're finally in Galwor's Dungeon, there is a very specific area that I recommend you to get Bandos kill count, and that area is circled on the screen right now. You need to get 40 Bandos kill count. The kill count takes about maybe 3 minutes or so. In the video that's going to be showing here, I have it sped up. But my recommendation is you kill the goblins. There's about 5 of them that jump up into different sections. Kill those first, kill the Jogers, kill hobgoblins, use your AoE abilities as much as you can. If you have the Totem of Intimidation from Anachronia, which I think it's a level 90 hunter requirement, you can skip the kill count, assuming you've charged your totem for the week. Another tip here for getting kill count is just be mindful that the Zamorak creatures or the Armadyl creatures can aggro on you. If they do aggro on you, you can just go far north and they will de-aggro on you. Or you can bring a Zamorak or Armadyl item if you're too squishy to, defend against them. Moving on. Once you get kill count, you're going to navigate to the northwestern door. You do need a hammer, but I believe everybody has a hammer in their tool belt now, so you don't need to actually bring one along with you. So you just bang on the door, and it'll just, bang your hammer right there, and you just walk northeast, and you go into the room that's right before the boss room. General Grador has two different modes that you can find him in, normal mode and hard mode, and both of them are literally a night and day difference. The only benefit to doing hard mode versus normal mode is hard mode has a better pet drop chance, and that's really the only reason why anybody should really be doing it. But if you really want to AFK this boss, and that's what I'm going to recommend, I strongly advise that you do normal mode and not hard mode. But for the sake of the guide, I am going to be showing how to kill a hard mode Grador. So let's go over normal mode in a little bit more detail. Normal mode, Grador can use melee and ranged attacks. The range attack is more of like a special attack, and you can actually pray against these attacks, and you can even prayer flick against them if you're feeling froggy. The minions that he has, which, one minion uses melee, one uses range, the other one uses magic. They don't really do a lot of damage, but you don't want to kill them until the boss is dead, because they will respawn while you're fighting the boss if you're not fast enough. So this clip that I'm showing is how I kill Groddor on my Iron Man. My Iron Man is very squishy. I don't have a lot of gear. I don't have Soul Split unlocked yet, but I do have an itch to boss. So this is how I'm doing it. I am using Necromancy, and I am just running around the room like a chaotic maniac. And this is something that a lot of people really could do at God Wars Dungeon 1. All you really need to do is, you have a mouse, and it doesn't matter if it has 1 button or 2 buttons. You program a side button to be the basic attack, and you kind of just click around the room and you spam your I really shouldn't say spam, but you're going to be clicking your necromancy abilities and expending the resources as needed, such as for your necrosis stacks, and you just kind of rinse and repeat. And you can see that I'm not even praying melee. This guy is not touching me at all. I do have only a 56% hit chance due to my necromancy gear being only tier 70, but you can clearly see that I can get the job done very easily. And you see right here, he just hit me with a range special, but I quickly turn on my range prayer to avoid any big damage from it, and boom. So what I do here in my Iron Man is I have only the summoning level for a Terror Bird. If I had anything better, like note paper or something, I would totally use that, or even a yak, but I don't have a yak. So what I have to do is just put him in my Terror Bird, and at the end of the kill or end of the trip, I will simply just deposit that into the bank. So once you kill the boss, you could do a couple different things. If you want to stall your adrenaline, you could use like Surge, Anticipation, Freedom, or you can even actually keep one of the minions alive for a couple extra seconds, maybe like 15 seconds or so, while you're waiting for the boss to respawn. It really depends on how sweaty you're trying to get at this boss. I mean, this boss is not very difficult, I should say. It's just on my Iron Man, I kind of have to pull out strats that are, kind of insane. So on the screen, this is my way of doing hard mode. This is a relatively expensive way. Again, I don't really recommend hard mode at all, just based off how expensive it is and how much damage Zamorak actually does to you. But going over how I'm actually staying alive, I have a Blood Reaver with Reaver Strolls. That's my primary source of healing, along with my Soul Split. I do have the Darkness Necromancy incantation spell, and I'm keeping my Blood Reaver alive with the Prism of Restoration that I'm using maybe like once every other kill. I'm using Reflect on my hotbar as well, which is using my Necromancy runes because it is through the Lord of Bones incantation. So overall, this is a very expensive method to kill bandos. Will I probably get the pet really fast doing this? Yeah, but at the cost of probably a lot of cash. So if you're going to be doing this particular method, just be wary that it is going to probably burn through a lot of your cash stack, and you do need to have a lot in your reserves to keep it going. And as mentioned before in the guide, hard mode does have some special mechanics to it. Now you can kill the boss relatively fast, and you can kind of avoid it. Right here on the stream right now, I'm having the I think it's the Groddor Smash, which causes the rock fall. Now, with my current setup, I can kind of ignore these. I'm not really taking any damage at all. But if you ever, your darkness drops or your Reaver dies, you're gonna get dropped relatively fast. My rotation really isn't all that special. I do have a couple of advanced abilities from codexes that I'm using. The main one is really just I think it's Chaos Roar, which doubles the damage from an ability pretty much. So what I'll do is I'll use Chaos Roar when I see Groddor come up, because he's not going to come out using a special attack right away. So I use Chaos Roar, and then I combo that with Overpower, and that can sometimes deal almost 60k damage, which is 60% of his health. So I'll take that. If you can see, like right here on this kill, what I'll do here is I'll use Chaos Roar, and then I'll pop a combo with Overpower, and then boom, he's like already like 42k health. So you can do stuff like that. The Reflect does go a very long way as well, because he is hitting fairly consistently on you. So just to reduce a little bit of damage on you, it's really helpful. So I really don't want to make this guide to be like a 20-minute guide. I mean, it's already kind of pushing past 10 minutes, but I really hope that everybody kind of gets the gist of this boss here. You really don't want to do hard mode unless you're going for the pet and you have a lot of money. But if you are, just make sure you have something that's gonna keep you alive. Whether you're maging, using necromancy, or using melee, don't really recommend using range again, because the boss has reduced defenses against range in hard mode, and nobody wants that. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please let me know. I did put a lot of effort into it. It was actually really fun. I felt like I was back in high school on my Toshiba laptop making videos at Camtasia Studio. I'm finally a little bit more comfortable to use this new program that I'm using. So let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys in the next guide. Peace.